back. So, me and Eric kind of caught up on a few animes for the... Oh, why the fuck are you there? Jesus Christ. I mean, I fucked up again.
What do you mean? I'm part of the show.
No, not yet. I'm starting over. I'm turning this car around. Turning this car around. Anyway, well, I fucked up. I fucked up the open. Let's just continue. Me and Eric, we started watching some of the new animes that came out this season, trying to pick, you know, which ones we're gonna follow. And let me tell you something, guys. We found the gem. We found a beauty. Let's break it down. Welcome to the newest episode of SDW.
Super Dario World!
So like I said, I messed up the open. Everything's out of whack. Nothing makes sense. Everything's terrible. It's disgusting. It's wrong.
Honestly, I kind of forgot that we're not live. So I was like looking at the Twitch and I was like, it's not up yet. What is it?
You're an idiot.
I wasn't expecting to see me either. I was like here on my phone. I'm like,
yeah. Well, I mean,
what am I doing there?
To be fair, you weren't supposed to be on screen yet. This is not how it usually goes. You know what? It's because this is my second show today. My head's not in the right place. It's a mess. Everything's a mess. I got really upset during the last podcast. It's too crazy. It's too much.
It's an emotional time. I understand.
It is. Yeah, I was really upset. But before we get into it, let me just give a quick reminder that any comments, questions, or suggestions you can find me at Super Dario World and at Dario SDW. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. And as you know, as I've mentioned many times before, this is going to be a weird week. And it's going to be a weird month, and it's going to be a weird rest of the year. Because I'm moving the podcasts to 5 p.m. And I'm going to be moving days around. So the Thursday one, I think I'm going to move to Wednesday because I can't compete against Thursday Night Football. I just can't. I can't do it. I won't do it. And the Monday one, I might move till like 8:30 p.m. until after Monday Night Football because I can't compete with the NFL. It's not fair.
But we can ride the high of it.
Of course, we'll definitely ride the high of it. So I think for the rest of the month, I'm moving everything to 5 p.m. Underrated Gems, which is my movie club that I usually do on Thursdays. I'm going to move to Wednesdays just for the rest of the month. I think that's going to be easier. And starting just, you know, to get everybody ready for the start of the NFL. Because again, we can't compete. It's not even fair. And then once the NFL starts, we'll move the Monday night one after the football game. I think that could work out. You think does that sound doable?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you're the one who has to deal with it.
True. That is true. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about right now. Right now, we're going to be talking about some anime. And so let's do the Otako Tuesday open just because I keep forgetting to do it. And it's awesome.
NANI?
Otako Tuesday.
All right. It's a...
I always hate that I can't hear it.
I know it won't let me monitor it. It's really annoying, but I mean I did it, so I know it by heart. So there you go. Let's talk a little anime. Today we will be talking about the new shows that had come out. If you remember last week, we went through the calendar of the new shows that were coming out, and we both picked one. We picked one that sounded fun.
Fucking irrelevant. Zom 100 is fucking awesome.
You want to just jump straight to it? Some 100.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say about anything else.
Oh, really? I didn't come prepared. I didn't have anything else in mind. You didn't watch anything else, really?
I watched, did I watch Jujutsu Kaisen? I think I watched, wait, did I? I think I only watched Some 100.
Oh, well, there you go. So first off, all right, let's talk a little.
And the One Piece trailer.
Oh, no, you don't want to do that. So, Some 100. Okay. For those of you who don't know, the full name is Some 100, C-O-M, Bucket List of the Dead. So, it's a zombie show. Basically, short version, dude has a terrible job. Zombie apocalypse starts. Dude starts having the time of his life. The show is phenomenal. Phenomenal. I love this show from the very first episode. It gets you. And so the reason why it's so phenomenal is because the main character is so fucking relatable.
He's so likable.
He's just the most likable dude ever. And I don't think we've ever seen this. Somebody happy during the zombie apocalypse. Somebody straight up having a good time because they don't have to go to work. Somebody preferring a zombie apocalypse over work which is something that honestly, I can hit that ball back. I get it. I understand. It's totally understandable.
Well, it hits the fantasy that I think all of us have had at some point of like, what would you do in a zombie apocalypse?
Mm-hmm.
And here's this guy who kind of just doesn't give a shit. And he's like, well, you know, the world may be literally ending, but at least I don't have to go to fucking work.
I don't have to go to work. I don't have to go to work. So,
and my God, that is relatable.
yes. So listen, I highly recommend you watch the show. We're probably going to break down the episodes right now. We may do it week to week, but do yourself a favor. Watch this show. The animation is phenomenal. The characters, super likable. It's extremely funny. Visually, what they do is super interesting because it's not bloody, but it is. They gave their own spin on it. And the opening theme song is a banger. I loved it. So it's a perfect mixture of things. Now, at first, I was like, all right, will this be anywhere near as good as High School of the Dead? Because that's what I'm going to compare, you know, a zombie anime to, you know, High School of the Dead. It's very different. It's a very different vibe, but it's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal, it's its own different thing, close enough, but super good. Anyway, you look like you're going to say something.
Funny enough, I never actually thought of High School of the Dead
while
watching this.
Well, to me, well because it has really nothing to do with High School of the Dead. To me,
yeah, I feel like here's the thing: High School of the Dead was always just parody.
Okay.
This show actually has commentary going on.
Sure.
It does have an emotional core, and it has something to say with its ridiculous, you know, premise.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know,
being worked to death.
Zombie films have always kind of had this interesting, like, social commentary going on, like subtext. Like, you know, with Dawn of the Dead, where it's like it's about consumerism and, you know, like, you know, zombies in a mall, that sort of stuff, which I always think it's kind of overblown.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a little bit of.
Well, at first it was meant as communism, you know, the zombies.
Yeah, so it's one of those things that's I've never taken it too seriously, but I can actually maybe it's because you just find the main character so relatable in his struggles, where it's like, man, I remember like being like at work at different places and being like,
dead end job, just it's killing your soul.
I would like it if a meteor just fell on the planet and ended it all.
I think we've all been there, yeah.
It'd be a better outcome than what I have right now.
To me, here's the thing. Usually in a zombie movie, in a zombie show, you got people trying to survive. You got survivors. Here, it's a dude that wants to have fun. It's like my life sucks so much. I've considered killing myself. Now I just want to have fun. It's the zombie apocalypse. In fact, it's even in the name, Bucket List of the Dead. I know I'm not gonna make it out alive of this one, but I'm gonna enjoy it. I have my objectives. I want to do all these things. I just want to have fun, straight up. I'm not trying to save the world or anything. I just want to have fun with the time that I have, and that's awesome.
I think his list is literally called like 100 things I want to do before I become a zombie.
Yes, that's correct.
So it's like, well, the premise here is like, I'm probably going to become a zombie.
Yeah, I'm not even trying to fight it. I'll just, you know, these are the things that I want to do. And good for him. And so
which is juxtaposed pretty interestingly with a few of the other characters that we meet later on.
Yeah, well, the female character who has the opposite list. Things not to do. things to avoid.
100 things to avoid becoming a zombie.
Sugar. Dumb bitch. Listen, I get it, but come on.
Yeah, dude, one of the well, once we get into the episode, you keep going.
What? No, say it. Listen. All right, so basically, listen, everybody, watch this show. I highly recommend it. It's the most fun I've had watching anime since Chainsaw Man. So, and we put it in the thumbnail. Is this the anime of the year? Maybe. Because right now, what I've seen that's come out, it's been Demon Slayer Season 4, which it was okay, but I didn't like it as much as Demon Slayer Season 3, I didn't like it as much as Season 2. Season 2 is a banger. Loved it. I would be like, oh man, I don't think Psalm 100 reaches that level yet. But, because only 3 episodes. but I can definitely say it's better than the Swordsmith arc. However,
and it's less confusing than Jujutsu Kaisen.
yeah, everything else that I've seen right now, even Jujutsu Kaisen. Well, listen, you've not seen episode 3, right?
Not yet.
Well, we'll wait and talk about that, because, dude, episode 3. I mean, I can tell you what happens, but it's a kind of a spoiler.
I'm gonna watch it. Sit down.
All right, okay. I'm not gonna tell you anything about Jujutsu Kaisen, but let's just say I still don't understand why it's a prequel, but whatever, or why they did this, or the point was. But anyway, Psalm 100. Back to the point. What was the thing that you wanted to say about the episode?
Oh, I did find it. So the convenience store scene.
Okay.
Where he meets the girl.
Biru, biru, biru,
One thing that
biru,
I'm 100%
biru.
convinced, if a zombie apocalypse happens, I am 100% convinced that the Japanese would only go to the convenience store and take exactly what they want to take. Like, only what they need. Only what they need.
Yes, of
they
course.
would not ransack the entire store and take everything. It's like, no, I only
Like the
need
filthy
this,
Americans.
this,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it.
Oh yeah, I believe it. Actually, I think that
I loved how the chick, she's like, oh man, should I take like, you know, this Sakura mochi thing or whatever? It's like, no, I probably shouldn't. I'm like, bitch, this entire store is like completely stocked still.
it's gonna go to waste. It's gonna go bad. Just take whatever you can. Stupid.
I love that aspect because I 1000% believe it.
You know what I liked? Well, what fun little tidbit here is that the main character goes to Shinjuku, which is an area in Tokyo, and to me it's like, man, I've been there. And so I imagining the zombie situation there is something that I never really done, because we've been there. There's a lot of people there. And there's a lot of weirdos there.
Small places.
Yes.
Honestly, Japan is one of the worst places for a zombie apocalypse.
Honestly, it's the worst. They got paper walls, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I've actually talked about this before. I think Mexico is a pretty good place for the zombie apocalypse. Like the U.S. is, it's a bad idea, except, you know, they got a lot of guns. But that stupid white picket fence ain't stopping nobody. Suburbia is dead. You're all zombies. Mexico, you got a bunch of walls, you got a bunch of fences, you got a bunch of barbed wire, you know, just to keep out the criminals. Now it's creeping out the zombies. I think it's got, you got gated, you got gates on the window, you know, all that stuff. I think, you know, it stands a better shot.
I think I'd go somewhere like Arizona.
Where the heat will kill them?
Yeah, like it's the desert, you know, it's gotta fuck them up, right?
It depends on the zombie.
Well, I suppose.
Yeah, so it depends on the type of zombie. Point is that Arizona had the advantage of a lot of people with guns. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a little more rural, right?
it depends on where you are, but sure. I mean, you got open spaces. You got the Grand Canyon. That's nice. Problem is the heat. It'll kill you. You need a lot of water.
The biggest danger is Arizona, not the zombies.
Yeah, exactly. Point is, Psalm 100. Like I said, highly recommend it. I haven't had this much fun since Chainsaw Man. In fact, I wish I could have seen it with you right there. Like, we could have been bantering and enjoying the hijinks and shenanigans. You'd be like, what's he doing? What's that? What's Akira doing, man?
One of those like shows of you want to watch it with like the boys.
The boys, definitely.
And just have a good time. Like it's just a lot of fun, but it does have heart.
Sure.
It does have substance to it. It's not just, you know.
Dude, you feel very
popcorn.
bad for the main character. Very, very bad. But do you know who makes this? It looks like the main character looks a lot like the main character from My Hero Academia, but the art style in general looks way more advanced. Like, honestly, this isn't just like a shitty anime. They got some film people in there.
Like, you mean who makes the manga or
No, what's the studio that makes the anime? Because I don't know much about
I can look it
studios.
up for you. If you want, you can talk about like the beginning of the first episode.
Well, we already told you the premise. Well, the show starts. The show starts showing you the life of a character 3 years before the zombie apocalypse hits, and he's just out of college. He's hopeful. He starts work at a new company. Everything is looking great. The things are looking up. He met a girl at work, and then all of a sudden things take a turn for the worst, and it just keeps getting more and more ridiculous with every single sentence. Like people competing for. I haven't taken a paid day off for the. I know I've got 150 unpaid work hours this quarter. It's like what? It just keeps getting more and more insane.
I have 200.
Yeah, loser. Talk to me when you reach 200. So it's one of those things. You're like, dude, Japan has a very, very sick relationship with work. Very sick relationship.
The chick being like the mistress took me by surprise.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, like I said, it just keeps getting more and more ridiculous. And so it's so the situation is so pathetic. You feel bad for the guy because he was so hopeful. He was so nice, and then when the apocalypse hits and he's free from work. I'm happy. I'm happy that there's a zombie apocalypse going on. I'm happy that this guy doesn't have to go to work. And I was shocked because, like, dude, they got me this involved with this dude's happiness in less than 30 minutes. That's hardcore, man. That's impressive. And so I was like, I'm riding high, man. And the colors change, the world changes, and I'm like, I am 100% in on this show. Hells yeah!
The show literally becomes brighter.
Yeah,
the colors.
Yeah. So I was like, dude, that's it. This is the show. I'm not watching any other show. This is the one that, well, I will watch other shows, but this is the one that I'm following because it made me feel great. And it's really funny, and I like the premise, and I want to see where this goes. Because honestly, I don't see where it's going.
It gave me that feeling, you know, there's a feeling that only anime can give you. You know? Okay.
What's that like, feeling?
I don't know. It sort of makes you feel like a degenerate. You know, like right to your very core. And it sort of like pulls it out of you, and you're like, and you got the stupidest smile on your face, and you're watching all this shit, and you're like, man.
Like a degenerate?
Like I think that's the word for it. Yeah.
I gotta tell you,
it just makes you feel alive.
I didn't see it. I don't see how you feel alive as how being a degenerate makes you feel alive. Like I'm gonna need you to explain that one.
It just makes you feel something that other types of entertainment can't do.
Ooh, I feel tingly.
You feel all tingly and all excited. You know, because it's a cartoon.
I'm gonna put that in your kid. I'm gonna put that.
Anime, you kind of feel like a kid.
I'm gonna put that in your tombstone, man. Anime made me feel like a degenerate.
Anime is trash, and so am I.
Listen, I think I understand what you're saying, because there's a stigma against watching anime, so you feel like, man, like maybe I shouldn't be so proud about watching because people will judge me, but it's so good. It's so good. Fun. Yeah, it's fun. I'll give you that. It's fun because Japanese people don't give a fuck. They just write what they want to write. And so even if it gets weird or stupid sometimes, you're like, well, at least, you know, I believe that's what they believe. So that's something.
It always feels authentic. It doesn't feel like they're trying to sort of... you know how some series they try to put the message before the art?
Yeah.
Where it's like if you're it's like almost like they're trying to make a point instead of just telling a story.
Sure.
And with anime it's almost always backwards where it's like I just have this fun idea that I want to, you know, put out there and it has a message probably, but I'm mainly here for you to have fun. Now, for you to enjoy yourself.
Question. Do you think the people in the office who are being exploited, the reason why that thing feels so real is because that's the way they treat animators in Japan?
1,000,000,000,000%. Oh yeah.
Of course they do. That's it. They're not human.
So funny because it's so funny because they don't even fucking hide it. You know? It's not even like a you know, like, oh, unspoken secret. It's like, no. Even the people who are working the office are like, yeah, our work culture is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it's insane. It's madness. I don't know why they do it that way. Like, I think that Americans have a sick relationship with work sometimes. It's really bad. Like, I noticed this after I left the radio station. I was like, dude, honestly, there's a very sick relationship with work going on here. It's really bad. But then you go to Japan and you're like, you know what? We're fine. Like, it's not that crazy. At least we're not that. At least we're not that.
It's so weird because there's a lot of things. Okay, they make like the example like, I have like 150 unpaid overtime, and it's one of those things that I'm like, man, I do not see myself under any circumstance working 10 hours overtime without pay.
Dude, 10 minutes overtime without pay. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it was like, I'm not getting paid, I'm leaving, you know? I don't know how this is an issue, but it's more like a cultural thing over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of like a societal pressure that, you know, they kind of, you know, succumb to. And I'm just like, I just don't see in any reality me working for free and be like, you know, having them make me feel bad about it.
Yeah. I was like, oh, well, if I leave, it's going to be more work for my coworkers. Fuck them. Seriously. I've had some coworkers that I really liked. I consider them good friends. Fuck them. They should quit too if they do that. You're doing 150 unpaid hours, you're insane. Do the math on that. All right, let's say minimum wage, $15. 150 hours is what? I guess we could use the calculator.
Math was a bad idea.
Well, the problem is that I went with 15 and then 150, so I should have just done 100 hours. That would have been easier.
Yeah.
So.
All right, I'll pull out the calculator.
Stupid fives.
150 times 15. That's
wait, 225?
$250.
$2,250?
And that's only assuming
for 150 hours? Seriously?
Well, yeah, 150 times 15.
Oh, okay then.
I'm guessing it's time and a half.
Sure, yeah. Anyway, point is, that's a lot of money. And screw that, it's a lot of time. So again, Japanese people.
I'm assuming they exaggerated for the purpose of comic.
Sure, of course. But you know, we take things seriously here. But yeah, but the way that they introduce that is just so freaking genius. Like it
when he's riding the highest of highs.
Yeah. And then that's when you just hit him from the top rope with a freaking 2x4. Like, wham!
You know, he's drinking after a day of his first day, and you know everybody's like talking to him, and they're excited to meet him, and you know oh, where'd you go to school? That's awesome. Oh, you played rugby. Oh, that's so cool.
We're very lucky to have you. It's great. Blah blah.
And then the chick, you know, she's over at the other table. She's making googly eyes at him, you know, and he's like, oh man, this place is gonna be great.
And then wham, wham. So yeah, it's great, honestly. From this point on, probably every single week we'll be talking a little bit about each episode. So we recommend you watch it. Again, we're not going to do spoilers for you because we're just recommending it. We highly recommend that you watch this show if you're going to just watch one show. And I don't just mean anime in general. I mean anything. Watch this one. It's that good. At least the first 3 episodes, I've enjoyed them so much. It makes you smile. You feel like a degenerate. It's phenomenal. It's great.
Honestly, I almost wanted to watch them all over again.
Do it! Who's stopping you?
Start them over again.
It's not illegal. You can do it. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. And on the same spirit of that, I got to tell you, I am finally caught up with Masamune-kun's Revenge. And I got to tell you something. Fuck you. Fuck you. I was really enjoying it. I was really enjoying that first season. I was like, hey, this show is trash.
Me too. I was really enjoying the first season too.
This show's totally trash. I love it. It's my type of trash. It's so stupid. Okay, I'm gonna have fun with this. For those of you who don't know, Masamune-kun's Revenge, it's season 2's airing right now, and it's basically about a dude who was a chubby loser, and a girl rejected him and he gave him a really mean nickname. So the dude, it's 8 years later, the dude worked out, he got, buff, and he came back, and his objective is to make that girl fall in love with him and break her heart, which is, phenomenal. It's great. There's a really mean tsundere there, which I'm not particularly a fan of, but okay. And so it was set up, it's a stupid show. It's a stupid show, the stupid story, and I was like, this is fucking great. I love it. Oh, yeah. I love trash. I love having it in the background. It doesn't really matter. And every once in a while, there's going to be a funny comedic situation. I'm gonna be like, this is phenomenal. I laughed out loud. Ha ha ha, they're so stupid. The hijinks.
That's your inner degenerate.
Commando girl just showing up and be like, this is great. Let's go. Let's fucking go. And this motherfucker tells me last week the ending sucks. And to me,
oh, it doesn't just suck. It sucks complete fucking donkey ball.
So now I'm like, what is it? I'm like
completely ruins everything.
I don't even want to enjoy the show. A show that I normally would have been watching the whole time, like, this is great. Now I'm like, wait, but it ends like trash. And so, do I even want to set myself up for disappointment? And I'm thinking, well, there's only 3 viable options here for an ending.
No, there's not.
So
it's worse than that.
What do you mean worse than that? So I mean, there's 3 to me viable options. The way this could end, 3. And so I'm torn.
Care to venture guesses?
Listen, I'm afraid. I'm scared. Listen, to me, best girl is obviously a commando girl. However, I think it should end with the maid. Like, if it ends with the maid, I think I'll be happy. I'll be the happiest. Commando girl, I totally understand, because to me, she's the best girl. Or it's gonna be the first girl. It's gonna be the tsundere, just, you know, because it's first girl rule or whatever. I get it. And as far as I've seen the show, the things that they showed, it's like, all right, maybe it makes sense. I mean, she's a total bitch, even for tsundere standards. So I don't think she deserves it. But one of those 3, I'm like okay with. Anything else, I'm like, this is kind of gonna be bullshit. And I'm not even looking at you right now because I didn't want to. I didn't even want to read your face as I was saying that. See if there's like a hint or a glint in the eye or some disgust, total disgust.
I'll say this. The problem with the ending is not who the character ends up with. That's not the issue.
What?
Keep watching the show.
Listen, no, here's the thing. I'll keep watching. I'm not gonna enjoy it as much. It's like if somebody gives you a dish, you know, like, here, take this dish, and you're like, oh, well, what is it? It's a bunch of random ingredients, and one of them is shit, and you're eventually gonna find it, and you're like, but I don't want to eat shit. I don't want to have it. So now every single bite, I'm like, is this the shit? Is this where it goes to shit? No, it's not fun anymore. Now, fortunately, I know that it's going to be the final bite, but I'm like, do I really want to enjoy shit? And now I'm like, should I just read the manga to just get it out of the way faster? It's torture. It's fucking torture, and I hate you. I hate you for doing this to me. Why would you do this to me? You know what? Next time you should just be like, dude, you should watch that. You'll really enjoy it. And then when I get disappointed, you'll be like, haha, gotcha, bitch. So
you want me to pull the wool over your eyes? You want me to pull one of that? Because I can do that with a bunch of anime.
Actually, don't do that. I don't need that in my life. But yeah, oh man.
I don't want to lose my credibility whenever.
Dude, now I understand. What was it? Chuck who was like, man, the ending sucks. It's because it was fun. It's fun. It's stupid. And now I'm dreading it.
Until you get there.
I'm dreading it. I'm like, the whole time. What's it gonna be?
It's about the journey, I guess.
Is the French girl gonna do something stupid? I don't know. Crazy Frenchies. Anyway.
It's when you get there, you'll know.
All right, so now, audience, you have something to look forward to. When we reach the end of Masamune-kun's revenge, I'll be like, ah, man, Eric, you're stupid, man. You don't get it. You're just, you know. So, if it doesn't end with this season, you read the manga. Do you know kind of where this season starts? It starts when they're in France.
Fuck, it was years ago, dude.
All right, well, it starts when they're in France. Do you think they'll actually finish the series in this season, or do you think it's going to go longer? Because if it's going to go longer, I might just read the manga and be like, all right, let's see how this ends.
Let's see. It's 12 volumes of the manga. How many did it cover? I can't find it.
I don't know. Where are you even looking? Ah, well, I can't look because maybe it'll have some spoilers.
Yeah, I'm doing Wikipedia.
But just
This is good. This is good content.
Listen, of course. I just want to know one thing for you, best girl.
I kind of erased all of them after the shit. I'm not gonna lie.
I was just
like, okay, this show is leaving my brain now.
All right.
And it's going into the trash.
You know what's funny? I kind of had to explain that twice over this weekend. And basically, when you just move on with your life. So it's one of those things, like, for example, the movie Antichrist by Lars von Trier with William Dafoe. It's a fucked up movie, and it's really disturbing. And so I mentioned, yeah, I saw it. And they're like, dude, well, what did you do? Like, all that stuff. How could you watch it? What'd you do? I was like, well, I kind of just, moved on with my life. So I saw it. I was like, ugh. And then I just, I kept walking. I moved on with my life. It's kind of like when you see a homeless person's dick. You're like, ah, God, I didn't want to see that, but what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna cover it up. I'll just, you move on with your life. You're there. You reach a red light, then you turn to your left, and you're like, ah, homeless dick. And so what can you do? You can complain, you can scream there, or you just keep driving. You move on with your life, and so it's one of those where you're just like, I don't even want to complain. I just want to move on with my life.
Kinda like I lived through it, and I'm done.
I'm done.
It's like it's like that. Have you ever had like an ex who like that relationship ended like poorly, but you've gotten to the point where it's like, I kind of just don't care anymore.
It has happened. It has happened to me that all of a sudden I'm having a conversation with somebody, and it's like, oh yeah, we used to date. That has happened.
And it's one of those things that's like, I still don't like you, and I don't look back on our time fondly. The hatred has sort of, I've let go of it.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever really hated anybody, at least not off the top.
And a lot of people.
Everybody. No, yeah, I don't think I've ever had a relationship in a way that I like hate somebody. And they definitely don't hate me. I'm awesome. So, but yeah. The whole thing of like, oh yeah, I forgot we had a relationship. That has happened.
That's how I feel about the monk.
All right.
It's like, you know what? We had our thing. It was toxic. And none of us were better for it. And I've let go. That demon's in the past.
That has happened with friends. Because, like friendships that were toxic, you're like, I'll just stop, hanging out with this person and your life gets better.
Yeah.
But if you
expect this episode to get that deep.
But if you meet up in a party or like a wedding or something, you're like, oh, we'll chat, we'll have fun. I'm not hanging out with you anymore. It's like, I let it go. But I remember, I still know who you are.
In the life. But if you show up from episode to episode,
you see now. But right. in this situation, it's like I'm dating the girl who's toxic.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're like
dating my toxic ex.
Yeah, and you're like, that's gonna end terribly. That's really bad.
I know where this is going.
Oh, so you're just sitting back there with the popcorn and being like, bruh, get ready! This is the roller coaster! You ain't ready for this! Damn! So.
And the best thing is that I'm letting you know about it.
Like, listen.
Oh no.
Like, bro. Listen, bro. I'm trying to help you. But there ain't no salvation here.
Not. I also kind of want you to keep going.
Well, you gotta learn. You gotta fall. You gotta learn all that stuff. Yeah. Anyway.
You gotta learn the hard way.
Point is, after getting so deep, Masamune-kun's Revenge, you can join me in suffering, apparently, and getting ready for a massive disappointment, or anger and fear. That'll happen eventually. But you should definitely watch Psalm 100. That's all I'm gonna say. Nobody's paying me to tell you that. I'm just saying it because I watched it, and I was like, this is awesome! I love it! I love anime! I feel like a degenerate, like Eric says. Fucking degenerate. So.
And look, one nice thing about it is that it's not, how do I put it? It's not plot dependent or not plot reliant. So it's not like I'm thinking like, oh, I wonder what's gonna happen, you know, in the story next episode. It's more like I just want whatever's coming to, you know, to
Dude,
watch it. So I don't feel like oh, I kind of want to read the manga right now because I want more of it like right now.
dude,
It's more like, man, I'm really excited to have this like every week.
it's a slice of life during a zombie apocalypse. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't there's
Also,
no
the music is just
dude, the music is awesome. The once you know they hit him with a 2x4 from the top ropes, the drum stuff that starts that whole montage.
bass, dude.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's like, okay, all right, I see where this is going. I'm liking it. I'm in. And so
and it's so interesting how it combines comedy with tragedy in a way that's not, it doesn't come off as hokey or, you know, I always hate when there's like a comedy skit and, you know, someone's being an asshole and then at the end, you know, they start playing, you know, the hokey music and it's like, oh no, he learns the error of his ways. And, you know, they learn their lesson and, you know, it's like a, what do they call it? An after school special kind of bullshit.
uh-huh.
I always hate that because it always comes off as like really corny.
Yeah.
Here, they kind of do the same thing where it's like he's kind of coming to the realization of his new reality
Okay.
in you know, and you see that when he like goes out and he's gonna go get the beer,
Sure.
and he stops with the other family,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, oh well, can you bring us, you know, like
Toilet paper.
And he's like, yeah, make sure it's double ply. Like, you got it. And you
They
know,
have
he goes out,
standards.
he has his adventure, and then he comes back, and then, you know, that he has that sort of realization when, you know,
Oh.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I get it. But
So it does have an emotional core.
well, it's not a parody at all. But yeah, there's no
It's a parody of the zombie genre.
yeah, but I mean it's like this guy, there's if you tell me, well, what's his story? What's his journey? You're like having fun during the zombie apocalypse. That's pretty much it. Like what's a laid back camp about? Girls who go camping. That's it. So there you go.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna cut this one here because I just hear my dog going crazy, and so she probably wants to go out.
Better already.
No, she probably wants to go out and pee. So if she's like knocking on the door here. So okay, here we go.
Try to watch more. I'll say this. This show made me really want to watch more anime, like currently airing right now. It got me in the mood for more anime.
Sure. Let me know
Which
which
I haven't had that feeling. in a
let
while.
me know which ones you watch, and let me know when you watch Jujutsu Kaisen, because episode 3 was interesting, to say the least. As always, comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Super Dario World and at DarioSDW on Instagram. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to this channel. It really helps me out. And like I said, tomorrow, which is Wednesday, is when I'll be doing Underrated Gems at 5 p.m. We will be it's a movie club. We'll be talking about Mortal Kombat, the 1995 version. Hopefully the stream doesn't get taken down and I get a strike and then I'm off of YouTube for a week. We'll see how it goes. But Eric, do you want to shout out anything, or you just want to be like, let's get the fuck out of here?
Mortal Kombat.
All right, that's it. As always, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again next time.